What's up, guys? Welcome back. Glad you're here. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at a really fun deck. That's right. It's going to be one of the more slept on decks that I feel should be brought to the light. Which deck is it? Well, we're going to be looking at the Leon deck by Chris Mayhew. So, buckle in your seatbelts. We're going there. Let's go. The Leon playing cards by Chris Mayhew was inspired by Hiro Sakai. Hiro Sakai, who's recognized as one of the finest magicians and magic creators within the magic community with such effects as the duck change. He's known for producing and starring as the critically acclaimed illusionist Dr. Leon, whose primetime TV specials were broadcast in both Japan and Korea. Hiro had a deck of cards printed specifically for his character Dr. Leon years ago. This deck came in both a black and yellow colorway and has become hard to find and sought after by many card enthusiasts around the globe. The Leon playing cards were on Kickstarter for 30 days between November 6th of 2017 all the way through December 6th of 2017. This project was successfully funded after 157 backers pledged $11,476 of an original $11,000 goal. The tuck box is printed by the Expert Playing Card Company on their famous synthetic paper stock. We've seen a lot of tuck boxes printed on this same kind of paper stock, such as the Stoics by David Blaine, as well as the Jet Setters decks. This is the first of its kind and a gift to the community from Chris of the side-loaded tuck box. There are no flaps inside, so your cards will not get jammed, and he welcomes anybody to use this style tuck box in the future. The entire tuck box keeps that same kind of burgundy colorway, and you're going to see that reddish, darker colored foil go all the way around as a border. On the inner parts, you're going to see that darker colored red as well make its way into that kind of checkerboard style. The back design on the cards themselves are going to be very elegant and minimalistic at the same time. You're going to see that medium style poker border there, as well as a double border that is pencil thin. You're going to see the same burgundy colorway that we saw on the tuck box to keep with the theme and colorway of this deck. Also, you're going to see the mirrored image of the Leon logos there also. This deck does come printed by the United States Playing Card Company on their Crushed B stock. That's right, this is a Q1 deck. It has a modern cut and an air cushion emboss. With this deck, you're going to receive some extras. That's right, the first is an ad card, kind of giving you some background and names that helped with this deck. Inspired by Hiro Sakai, concept by Chris Mayhew, and of course designed by Scott Pearson and Phil DaCosta. The next card is going to be a double backer, which has the front and back sides with the same back design, which is great for magic effects and more. The last two cards you're going to get are going to be your jokers. These are duplicates in a sense, but also not at the same time. You're going to see the Leon logo there in red on one and then black on the other. These cards are great for magic effects as well. The pips and indices in this deck are your industry standard, making this deck great for magic and gameplay. The courts in this deck are also your industry standard. And the same goes for the aces until we get over to the more prominent of the aces, which is the Ace of Spades. There is no kind of text font or anything on this card except for a enlarged spade pip with a double border going around it. That's it for this deck. Join me now for my final thoughts. Alright, so you want to know my final thoughts on this deck? I give it a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Great deck of cards, man. Really great deck of cards. I've wanted this deck for quite some time. Not gonna lie. I actually seen this deck for the first time probably over a year ago. Actually, yeah, I think it was well over a year ago, back on an Xavier Spade video where Chris Mayhew actually used this deck back when it was still a prototype. to do a tutorial that he did, and he was talking about it then. And I like how he did his own rendition of the deck that this was based off of. He really hit it on the mark, and I'm a fan of red decks. Anything red, burgundy, whatever, you got me. You got me. It's just right there. So as soon as I seen the colorway, I said, man, that's great. Then the other thing that I really enjoyed about this is the fact that Expert did the tuck box. So since Expert did the tuck, they used pretty much the same synthetic tuck that they did on the Stoics. So if you're familiar with the Stoics deck, that kind of weird kind of plastic paper feel that it had, where you could pretty much not destroy it, it's just undestroyable. They use the same tuck boxes pretty much on the Jet Setters decks as well. Really strong tuck box. You can beat it up. It's not going to get destroyed. That's one of the cooler things about it, as well as that it's side loaded. So I mean, come on, you don't see many decks like this anymore. It doesn't happen. So yeah, he really hit it on the head. Q1 deck, sign me up, right? Just right there. Very minimal, elegant, beautiful. Chris Mayhew, hey, you got a masterpiece. So yeah, definitely check this out. Price point's great. You can't go wrong. So definitely a highly recommended deck for sure. So like I said, I'll link everything down below where you guys can go and check this deck out and get yourself some before they're gone forever. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you beautiful people on the next one.